What is up, everyone? I'm Justin Parnell, and today's deck tech is Dimir Combo, or Oracle Combo in Gladiator. If you want to learn more about Gladiator as a format on Magic Arena, check out my Intro to Gladiator video. But before we start exiling our library, help the channel out by taking a second to like and subscribe to keep seeing this sweet, sweet content every week. I hope you're ready to make some new friends, because people just love playing against Oracle Combo. So I want to cover three things: what cards the deck wants, how does this deck want to win, and what cards are critical to the success of this deck. So then what exactly is in this deck? What categories of cards does this deck want? This is the most unique deck we have covered by far, primarily because it has no interest in playing a normal game of Magic. The deck revolves completely around the resolution of the Enter the Battlefield ability of Thassa's Oracle. And because of that, before we move on, we need to be sure we are entirely familiar with the card Thassa's Oracle, because the entire deck hinges on the shenanigans of this card. This is how we are going to win the vast majority of the games. So normally I wouldn't spend this much time on a card, but we need to know exactly what this card does and how to utilize it in every situation. Thassa's Oracle is a 1/3 Merfolk Wizard for blue with the ability: when Thassa's Oracle enters the battlefield, look at the top X cards of your library, where X is your devotion to blue. Put up to one of them on the top of your library, and the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. If X is greater than or equal to the number of cards in your library, you win the game. So, needless to say, all of the cards in this deck are going to serve one of three purposes. They're either going to find Thassa's Oracle in our deck, they are going to help us stay alive long enough to play Thassa's Oracle, or they are going to combo directly with Thassa's Oracle. The cards that protect you from dying or protecting the Oracle mid-combo are your standard fare: discard spells, removal spells, and counter spells, just like you would find in most Dimir control decks. There isn't much special about the individual cards, just that they're the best options for what they do on Arena. The cards that find Thassa's Oracle are a bit more interesting, and they serve a more specific purpose. A lot of these cards are just less efficient variations of Demonic Tutor. Some of the better ones include Grim Tutor, Demonic Bargain, Wishclaw Talisman, and Faceless Agent. And the reason that Faceless Agent is a tutor for Thassa's Oracle specifically is because those are the only two creatures in the deck. So don't add more. Don't do it. Don't ever add more creatures. Please. I beg of you. The one card which, when combined with Thassa's Oracle, can win you the game on the spot is Tainted Pact. This might look like a tutor for Thassa's Oracle, but it's best combined with it to empty your entire library, as the deck is 100 uniquely named singleton cards, including your basic lands. And there are a handful of sweepers too, because as we just noted, we don't have any creatures in the deck, so we don't have to worry about them getting caught in the crossfire. We've opted to play mostly the cheaper of the black creature sweepers like Extinction Event, Languish, Yahendi's Expertise, and of course, the Meathook Massacre, which is really excellent to gain us life whenever we kill a creature. But this is Magic, and things can and will go wrong. What if our opponent is completely prepared for Thassa's Oracle? What other ways can we win if we don't have access to our combo? The first is Jace, Wielder of Mysteries, who can simply win the game on an empty library. All of Sorin the Mirthless, Ashiok Nightmare Weaver, and Tasha Unholy Archmage can provide creatures for attacking, and we have 3 creature lands that can get the job done as well in Hall of the Storm Giants, Hive of the Eye of Tyrants, and Mishra's Foundry. But last but not least, we have Shark Typhoon as Plan D, or Plan Shark. Probably that one. This deck might look intimidating for some, but let's walk through some of the game-winning plays together. Protecting the combo is key, so I strongly prefer holding those few discard spells to make sure the coast is clear before attempting to combo. Playing a preemptive defense grid can also serve the same purpose. Once you have your combo, focus can potentially shift to playing it as long as your life isn't under too much duress. Like the word, not the card. We have the card, that doesn't cost you life. Thoughtseize costs you life, and the single card combo with Oracle is Tainted Pact. When you have both, you'll want to cast Thassa's Oracle, let it resolve, and then with its Enter the Battlefield trigger on the stack, cast Tainted Pact and exile your whole deck. We're full singleton, so you don't have to worry about getting stopped by some random duplicate like a basic land. The reason we do this is if for some reason Thassa's Oracle gets countered, we have the rest of our deck to try to win. You can also win with Jace, Wielder of Mysteries and Tainted Pact, as he has an empty library static ability to win the game. If you're activating Jace's ultimate ability, you'll want to cast Tainted Pact with that one on the stack too. If it's just his normal +1, it's all the same, since if Jace is gone, somehow when the ability resolves, you're just going to lose the game. It is definitely possible to mill yourself out, and then just play Thassa's Oracle the normal way to win too. It takes some effort and time, but just remember, when you have an option to mill yourself, do it. When you have an option to surveil, do it. When you have an option to loot, aka draw and discard, do it. Not only will you find Oracle faster, but you get closer and closer to the non-combo win. And even though we are a combo deck, we can be a full-on control deck if need be. There's a lot of crossover here, and really only swapping out some of the combat-focused threats for some of the weaker tutors truly designates the change from a decklist perspective. I recommend playing a control-oriented game rather than a mega aggressive try to go for a combo game against heavy mid-range or control decks, as they tend to have a lot more interaction than aggressive decks. Remember, we can win out of nowhere, and most of our opponents cannot. Now, some of my favorite tricks. Brainstorm, and then any shuffle effect. Put back those cards you don't want. Memory Lapse with Jace, Wielder of Mysteries, and then milling your opponent if you don't want that card to return. Seek New Knowledge and Thassa's Oracle early in the game. Tuck Thassa's Oracle with Seek New Knowledge, and then you know it's on the bottom of your deck and you can mill yourself much more aggressively and search for it later. And finally, play and activate Wishclaw Talisman on your turn, then cast a kicked Vesuvian Mist to make a copy of it and return the original to your hand. If you have 4 more mana to play them both, you have 1 mana Demonic Tutors for the next turn, and often that's enough to win. So what cards can you not do without when playing this deck? What are the must-craft cards with your wild cards? Well, we'll start simple. There's 4 cards you absolutely need. Thassa's Oracle, Tainted Pact, Jace, Wielder of Mysteries, and Demonic Tutor. The first 3 are the cards you will win with most often, and the 4th is the most efficient way to go find the one that you don't have yet. And because we always have Tainted Pact, you have to have between 38 and 40 unique lands in the deck. We're always going to have it. You have to have those lands, which means some of those are going to have to be rare lands because you want as many lands that produce both black and blue mana as you can possibly get. Again, all has to be singleton, no hedging with extra copies of basics. Don't do it. And something you should not craft is more creatures. We always want Faceless Agent to get Thassa's Oracle, so don't get cute. No extra creatures. And finally, you need between 3 and 5 other ways that you can win the game. Now, most often those will be Planeswalkers, or in our case here, Shark Typhoon as well. But there's a lot of games with this deck where something will go wrong with Thassa's Oracle, and you still have a very, very good chance to win the game. And you don't want to have to concede those games just because that was your only way to win. Remember, we are still very much a control deck, and those games are winnable even if they take a little bit longer to do so. This deck is an absolute menace, but now hopefully you have the tools to be doing the menacing. Thank you so much for watching and your continued support. Make sure to check me out on my social media channels. You can find them right here. And of course, like this video, subscribe to this channel so you don't miss out on any Gladiator content, Commander content, or more. And if you are interested in watching more Gladiator content, check out the playlist on this channel. Thank you all so much. I'm Justin Parnell, and we'll see you next time. Oh man, can't wait to play this on the ladder all the time. What was I thinking making this video? This deck is absolutely miserable.